Welcome everyone. Oh, that's loud. Is this loud enough? Can you hear me in the back? Clap if you can hear. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Queer Pride Groningen 2021. My name is Helene, this is Nana, and over here we have Sylvia, who's translating in sign language. I hope you can see. If you can't see Sylvia, please come to the front. Okay. So, welcome, as I said. The mixtape that you just heard is made up of historic and influential queer voices. We hope with this we ring in QPG 2021. Woo! On today's schedule, we have a lot of speakers and some performances. And in between, there's gonna be chanting. And for this chanting, I need everyone that can to use their voice and be loud, okay? We need to make some noise today. So don't shy away. If you need to stand up, that's cool. If you need to sit down, that's cool, but try to make as much noise as you can. Sure. There's also a chant list going around, so you should have a small piece of paper. Maybe your neighbor has it.
Wave it in the air!
You have it? Cool. All right, Nana?
Hello everybody, my name is Lana, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about the COVID safety rules. I know that they were pulled back yesterday, but really want to be careful with them anyway. Yes, we have masks. Our safety team, the people with the vests that you can see on the sides, they can give you a mask if you don't have one. They are the disposable ones, really comfortable, really fresh, hopefully. If you're overwhelmed by the noise, approach one of the people with the yellow vests, and they have earplugs for you. You can raise your hand, wave your hand, and they will come to you. Yes, we have our sign language interpreter, Sylvia, from Clubhouse for Doven. And the safety team, which I coordinated, can provide you with water, candy if you get low blood pressure, and other stuff, as I already mentioned. Earplugs, face masks, just ask for it. They will be there to answer all your questions. You can come to them, or you can raise your hand. I'm going to introduce our first speakers to inaugurate the event, and they are our beloved Emmy and Lane, and they will be giving a speech on behalf of the Queer Pride Groningen organization. Everybody, give it up for Emmy and Lane!
Hi everyone, I'm Emmy from Queer Pride Groningen, and I'd like to present this speech on behalf of the entire QPG team. Hallo iedereen, ik ben Emmy van Queer Pride Groningen en ik wil deze speech uitlezen namens de QPG-team als geheel. Het is tweetalig. Tomorrow marks 52 years since the Stonewall riots, an uprising of working-class trans women, queer people, and sex workers of color against police violence and harassment. The defiance of an authority that had no interest in protecting them catalyzed queer liberation movements across the globe. Since then, queer activists have won many victories, for example, with regards to decriminalization of open queer existence, recognition of same-sex marriage, and progress in trans healthcare. Especially during Pride Month, when rainbow flags are popping up everywhere around us, it can sometimes feel like we've arrived in the center of society, like the time has come just to relax and celebrate. Morgen is het 52 jaar geleden dat de Stonewall-rellen plaatsvonden, een opstand van werkende klasse transvrouwen, queer mensen en sekswerkers van kleur tegen politiegeweld en intimidatie. Hun verzet tegen een autoriteit die hen niet wilde beschermen, vormde een katalysator voor queerrechtenbewegingen over de hele wereld. Sindsdien hebben queer-activisten veel overwinningen behaald, bijvoorbeeld op het gebied van de decriminalisatie van openlijk bestaan van queer personen, erkenning van het homohuwelijk en vooruitgang in de transgender gezondheidszorg. Tijdens Pride Maand in het bijzonder, wanneer er overal om ons heen regenboogvlaggen opduiken, kan het soms lijken alsof we in de kern van de samenleving aangekomen zijn. Alsof de tijd voor ons gekomen is om simpelweg te ontspannen en feest te vieren. But our fight is not over yet. As many of us know too well, bigotry, hate, and systemic oppression of queer people persist. Even as an increasing number of businesses and institutions are flying the rainbow flag for June, many of those places maintain discriminatory hiring practices and policies, exploit queer workers, and donate to anti-queer organizations and parties. How meaningful is it when a store sells rainbow merch while they support the deportation of queer refugees and won't hire trans workers? Queer teens are still being bullied at school and kicked out by their parents. Intersex children are still being subjected to non-consensual surgery, and trans people have to submit to a humiliating and lengthy process to access life-saving treatment and resources. All these things remind us that we must continue to fight for change, and our path towards liberation is neither straight nor easy. Straight, yeah. Thank you. Maar onze strijd is nog niet voorbij. Zoals veel van ons maar al te goed weten, blijven onverdraagzaamheid, haat en systematische onderdrukking van queer mensen hardnekkig voortbestaan. Hoewel steeds meer bedrijven en instituties in juni de regenboogvlag hijsen, discrimineren veel van deze plekken nog steeds bij het sollicitatieproces en bij hun beleid. Exploiteren ze queer werknemers en of doneren ze aan anti-queer organisaties en partijen. Hoeveel betekenis heeft het als winkel een regenboogproducten verkoopt, terwijl ze de deportatie van queer vluchtelingen steunen en geen transgender werknemers aan willen nemen? Queer tieners worden nog steeds gepest op school of verstoten door hun ouders. Intersex kinderen worden nog steeds onderworpen aan operaties zonder hun toestemming. En transgender mensen moeten een vernederende en lang proces doorstaan om toegang te krijgen tot levensreddende behandelingen en middelen. Al deze dingen herinneren ons eraan dat we moeten doorgaan met onze strijd voor verandering. En onze weg naar bevrijding is niet recht en ook niet makkelijk. While we can witness a growing understanding for the complexities of gender and sexuality in many places, we also see serious backlashes to our achievements. Recent developments in Poland, Hungary, and the US show how quickly legislation can become more hostile, and the COVID-19 pandemic has confronted us once again with the violence of mindsets that devalue minorities. Terwijl we op veel plaatsen een groeiende begrip zien voor de complexiteiten van gender en seksualiteit, zien we ook duidelijk terugslag. Recente ontwikkelingen in Polen, Hongarije en de VS laten zien hoe snel wetgeving vijandiger kan worden. En de COVID-19-pandemie heeft ons opnieuw gefronteerd met het geweld van denkbeelden en die minderheden als onbelangrijk zien. As prides have been cancelled, demonstrations limited, and queer and trans presence in the public arena overall less visible, some of us were forced back into the closet or into unsafe living situations. We have suffered personal losses and are grieving or recovering from illness. Some of us are scared of returning to normal and frustrated that many accessibility measures are about to be rolled back. But even as we may be tired and hurting, we are ready to return to the struggle against bigotry, hate, and oppression. We are here today to demonstrate that we, as the LGBTQIA+ community, have not disappeared, and we are still fighting for our rights and liberation. For us, Pride is more than a party. It's a reminder that in order to achieve full queer liberation, we need to stand together to imagine and build a future that holds space for all of us. Aangezien Prides geannuleerd zijn, demonstraties beperkt en queer en trans aanwezigheid in publieke ruimtes over het algemeen minder zichtbaar is geworden, zijn sommigen van ons gedwongen in de kast of in onveilige leefsituaties gebleven. We hebben persoonlijke verliezen geleden, zijn in rouw of herstellende van ziekte. Sommigen van ons zijn bang om terug naar normaal te gaan en gefrustreerd dat veel toegankelijkheidsmaatregelen binnenkort zullen wegvallen. Maar ook al zijn we misschien moe en hebben we pijn, we zijn ook klaar om terug te keren naar de strijd tegen intolerantie, haat en onderdrukking. We zijn hier vandaag om te laten zien dat de LHBTQIA+-gemeenschap niet verdwenen is en dat we nog steeds strijden voor onze rechten en vrijheid. Voor ons is Pride meer dan een feestje. Het is een herinnering dat wij, om volledige queer bevrijding te bereiken, we samen staan moeten houden, om een toekomst te bouwen die plaats heeft voor ons allemaal. Many Pride events today are detached from their radical history and focus more on making queerness respectable in the eyes of straight white audiences than creating a space for queer, intersex and trans people of color, queer refugees, disabled and chronically ill queers, queer sex workers and others. Visiting Pride events across the Netherlands, we've witnessed racial profiling, police intimidation, commercialization and right-wing groups leading marches, making those events unsafe for the most marginalized of our community. In response to these developments, queer activists of Groningen founded QPG to try to create a pride that is inclusive and avoids committing harm by following 4 principles. 1, pride is a protest before all else. 2, no corporate sponsorships. We do not support pinkwashing. 3, be as inclusive as possible. And 4, our pride is organized by and for the local queer community. Tegenwoordig zijn veel pridefenementen losgeraakt van hun radicale geschiedenis en focussen ze er meer op om queerheid acceptabel te maken in de ogen van een wit hetero publiek, in plaats van een plek te creëren voor queer, intersex en trans mensen van kleur, queer vluchtelingen, gehandicapten en chronische ziek queer mensen, queer sekswerkers en anderen. Bij Pride-evenementen in Nederland zijn we getuige geweest van etnisch profileren, politie-intimidatie, commercialisatie en rechtse groepen die massen leiden, waardoor deze evenementen onveilig worden voor de meeste gemarginaliseerde mensen binnen ons gemeenschap. Als reactie op deze ontwikkelingen hebben queer activisten in Groningen QPG opgericht om te proberen een Pride te organiseren die zo inclusief mogelijk is en geen schade aanricht, door de volgende 4 principes te volgen. 1. Pride als proces boven alles. 2. Geen sponsoring van bedrijven. We zijn tegen pinkwashing. 3. Wees zo inclusief mogelijk. En 4. Onze Pride is georganiseerd door en voor de lokale queer gemeenschap. We aim to shape and build a queer community that cares about active inclusion and queer liberation for all. There can be no freedom for some of us without liberation for all of us, and none of us can do this alone. Let's stand united in the struggle against queerphobia, transphobia, racism, exploitation, and discrimination. Show the world that we're still here and we will continue fighting for what is right. Ons doel is het vormen en opbouwen van een queer gemeenschap die geeft om actieve inclusie en queer bevrijding voor iedereen. Er bestaat geen vrijheid voor een paar van ons zonder vrijheid voor ons allemaal. En niemand van ons kan dit alleen. Laten we samen opstaan tegen queerfobie, transfobie, racisme, uitbuiting en discriminatie. Laat de wereld zien dat we hier nog steeds zijn en dat we zullen blijven strijden voor wat juist is. Thank you.
Oh my, what a beautiful crowd we have today. Give it up for all of y'all. I'm gonna try something new today just to activate everybody and to make sure you're having a good time. So if I ask, where are my queers? You have to make some noise. And if I call out your letter, you also make some noise. Where are my queers? Where is my L, my lesbians? Where's my G? Where are my bi people? B? Where's my T? My trans and non-binary people? Oh, what an honor to be standing in front of everybody today. I hope you're having a good time. Now, Helene is gonna start some chants, so follow along if you want, and if you're able to, we want everybody to put all the power that they can. Thank you very much.
All right, let's start with the first one. We're not going chronologically. We're here, we're queer, we're fabulous, get used to it. We're here. We're queer. We're fabulous, get used to it. We're here, we're queer. We're fabulous, get used to it. We're here. We're queer. We're fabulous, get used to it. We're here. We're queer. We're fabulous, get used to it. We're here. We're queer. We're fabulous, get used to it. Woo! I'm just thinking. Say it loud, say it clear. Queer rights are protected here. Say it loud, say it queer. Queer rights are protected here. Say it loud, say it clear. Queer rights are protected here. Say it loud, say it clear. Queer rights are protected here. Woo! Give it up for yourself for a minute. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Queerphobia Good job, everyone. Okay, next up, we have a performance. Anti-capitalista. Sorry. Anti-capitalista.
Anti-capitalista. Anti-capitalista.
Woo! So next up we have Emma Young, who is an activist from the International Socialist Groningen and who will give us a fabulous performance today. Give it up for Emma. Woo!
Does that work? I can hold. You want to hold it?
Hello, everyone.
Maybe I'll put it behind you.
Good idea.
Emma, should I hold it for you? What? Is that better if I hold it for you?
No, it's fine. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Emma. I'm very proud that I get to play some music for you all today. I have to be closer to the mic. Okay. I'm here today as Emma, a queer who plays the guitar. But at the same time, I'm here as a member of the International Socialists. You can recognize me by my matching guitar and suspenders, but you can recognize us by our backboards. And because my standing here today is multifaceted, I needed 2 songs in order to really capture the message I want to share. The first song is a red song, so to say, and the second one is by a certain girl in red. So, with this first song, it's called Solidarity Forever, and I want everyone to sing along if you can, especially the chorus is very simple. All you do is sing Solidarity Forever a couple of times. I've never performed for more than one person, so this is a bit much. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there will be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. One more time. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. all. Yeah. Okay. So this next song is by Girl in Red. Sorry. Next song is called "I Want to Be Your Girlfriend" by Girl in Red. And I want again everyone to sing along who knows the song, and especially the ooh parts in the chorus. The lesbians will know which one I mean. Oh Hannah, I wanna feel you close. Oh Hannah, come lie here with my bones. Oh Hannah, don't look away. Oh Hannah, just look at me the same. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna kiss your lips. Till I lose my breath. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna kiss your lips. I wanna kiss you until I lose my breath. Oh Hannah, tell me something nice, like flowers and blue skies. Oh Hannah, I will follow you home. Although my lips are blue and I'm cold. Oh Hannah, oh Hannah, oh Hannah, oh Hannah. I wanna kiss you till I lose my breath. I don't wanna be your friend. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna be your bitch. I wanna touch you, but not like this. That look in your eyes, my hand between your thighs. Oh, this can't be real, it's only just a dream. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna kiss your lips. I wanna kiss you till I lose my breath. I don't wanna be your friend, lose my breath. I don't wanna be your friend, lose my breath. Thank you. Thank you all. That was a really beautiful moment, hearing everyone sing Solidarity Forever and connecting with all you queers. I'm going to be back with a speech later, but for now, enjoy the rest of the program. Max.
Let's give it up for Emma one more time. Woo! Next up on the program is Fafi. Fafi will discuss or say something about his experience as a gay immigrant person, and he will discuss the importance of the gay club scene. Woo!
Hey everybody, thanks for being here with us today. This is my first speech ever, so I'm a bit nervous. You all look lovely, by the way. I'll start by giving a short introduction on myself. My name is Fafi. I'm 25 years old and have been living in Groningen for the past 22 years now. I'm a student by day and a DJ by night. I'm gay and host a queer club night called Homost. I was born in Aleppo, Syria, and after fleeing to the Netherlands in 1999, we lived as refugees in a trailer park for a year before being sent to Groningen. After settling down in Groningen, we were kept in limbo for 8 years and had to wait in uncertainty to get our residence permit. During those years, I grew up between two completely different cultures. At that time, my parents did not speak Dutch yet, and I had to teach myself. Going to a white elementary school was hard, as it magnified the differences between our cultures. It was hard for me to look so different from the other kids. I desperately wanted to be Dutch and even asked my mom if she could dye my hair blonde, so I would fit in more. It was like I had a split personality. I wanted to disprove all the stereotypes that Dutch people have of Arabs by studying hard and speaking the language fluently. On the other side, I wanted to respect my family and their traditions, but I had all these different thoughts and feelings that I couldn't share with them, especially about being gay. I couldn't express myself freely in both worlds, which made me feel insecure and therefore developed a coping mechanism called code switching. Code switching is a way to fit into different environments and surroundings, to escape certain associations and biases by speaking, dressing, and acting in a way that fits your friends, co-workers, or the culture that you live in. It makes you hide your true self in order to conform to the standards and expectations that surround you. In short, it breaks you down. Coming out wasn't an easy road. When we came to the Netherlands, religion was the only stable factor, and it gave my parents hope. They wanted to pass it on to us, so me and my siblings were baptized, took the Holy Communion, and went to church every Sunday. I even was an altar boy, following the priest around in a white robe and holding a Bible. I remember praying to God for forgiveness each time that I fantasized about men. But at the age of 16, something really felt off. Christianity didn't give me hope anymore, and I just craved freedom. It was so confusing because everything I felt was wrong. At first, I told my family that I was bisexual to make it easier on them. But it still created a rift, because my grandparents grew up in an entirely different world and did not understand my identity. In the same period, I started going out to underground clubs and parties to escape the reality of not being fully accepted at home. I met a lot of open-minded people and free-spirited people, and for the first time in my life, I saw men kissing each other. It felt so empowering, and realized that music was the ultimate way to unite people from different cultures and backgrounds. I don't just go out to party anymore to just get wasted, but to meet interesting people that I would have never met at school or in some office. Clubs are spaces where all these different people can exchange ideas freely and challenge their own thoughts, which eventually could lead to activism. That's why diversity in the club scene matters so much. If I go to a club that only books white male DJs, I do not feel included. We need to take conscious action to make clubs inclusive for everyone, especially for women and people of color. When I started DJing at 19 years old, a lot of gay bars and inclusive spaces closed down, leaving Groningen prideless in some way. The queer community started to dilute into the mainstream, and at one point, I did not feel queer anymore in my own hometown. That's why we started the party called Homost at Club Oost, to give queer people and other marginalized groups an inclusive space to unite as a community. It's not just a floor to dance on. We've organized talks and have worked with different organizations to bring queer activism back to Groningen. Unfortunately, the venue will close down this summer, but we will host one more edition of Homos on the 10th of July, which I'm very excited about. To end this speech, I urge you not to forget the importance of nightlife in Groningen when we talk about activism and queer pride. I don't think that I would have been the same person that I am today if it wasn't for the underground nightlife of Groningen and its reassurance that it was okay to be me. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have a good day.
Let's give it up one more time for Fafi. Woo! Next up on the program, we have Colin. Colin, where are you? There you are. Is this your first speech? First speech again, so let's be welcoming. Woo!
Hello everyone, my name is Colin and I wanted to start off saying that I'm very honored to be here. Thank you. Sorry. So, I'm Colin and I'm very honored to be here, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to speak for this crowd of people. It's wonderful to see so many people celebrate and fight for the right to be yourself without compromise. Among each other, we can find shared experiences, people who live the same struggles as we did, and many we may find words to describe ourselves that are much needed. But what if you can't find the words that are right for you? What if there are no words that fit you? Or what if you don't want any? I want to speak to you today, and I want to talk about boxes and sometimes not fitting in them. Self-acceptance is a very important part of pride, and it's a wonderful thing. However, some people, like me, may not yet have found a way to understand themselves. The road of questioning can be a long and bumpy one, and it can also be very lonely. Through 3 years of questioning my gender, I have felt that loneliness. In a cis-heteronormative world, it's very easy to grow up thinking there's something wrong with you. Are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you being a man or a woman in the right way? Many people cannot confirm to these demands. I certainly couldn't. And I was afraid that there was something wrong with me because of that. I was afraid my confusion meant I was lying to myself, that my struggles weren't real, and I was afraid that I was the only one feeling like this. Yet through time I found out that there were many people experiencing the same thing, and that I wasn't alone. There are many people like me, people whose stories of self-exploration did not have a simple or satisfying conclusion. People whose identity is complex, or vague, or changing, or uncertain, and yet in no way less worthy than anyone else's. If you are like me, and if you ever feel confused or alone or wrong, I want you to know this: there is nothing wrong with you. And I'm going to say it again because this is the core of my message. There is nothing wrong with you. It doesn't matter if you've known who you are since you were a kid, or if you're only just starting to figure it out. It doesn't matter if you have a label that fits you and that you're proud of, or if you're still searching. You belong here. You deserve to be respected, and you deserve to be free to explore yourself. Many people do not fit the boxes that society has for us, and some may also not fit the boxes that still exist within the queer community sometimes. You may feel scared or uncertain if this is the case for you, but I propose we look at it in a different way. Isn't it wonderful? The endless different forms of living the human experience, the endless variation, the endless amounts of way to be. Perhaps we can play with those boxes. Build a fort out of them, stack them into a castle. Leave them in the recycling bin if you're done with them. Break one apart and paint a protest sign on it. Perhaps you find a comfortable one and you sit in it for a while, but you remain free to move out whenever you feel like it's time. Take all those boxes and do with them whatever you want, or do nothing at all. But never allow anyone to push you in, and never make yourself smaller to fit. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. So with this energy, let's do some more chanting, shall we? Okay. No borders, no nations. Stop deportations. No borders, no nations.
Stop deportation!
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 just jump in when you can. Power to the people. Cause the people got the power. Tell me, can you hear it? Getting louder by the hour. Power! 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 Power to the people. Power to the people. Cause the people got the power. Tell me, can you hear it? Getting stronger by the hour. Power! 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 Power to the people. Woo!
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. Make some noise if you're having a good time. Honestly, what a crowd today. Next up, we have Rosie, a beloved community member and a personal friend of mine, with a speech about disability and queer rights. Please give it up for Rosie.
Working. Yeah. Everything's working? Okay. Woo. Can everyone hear me or understand me like this?
Closer to the mic.
I'm closer to the mic now. Okay. I have to find my speech because I don't know it anymore because I'm so nervous. Okay, I have it here. I have it written down. Okay, my speech is in Dutch, but I'm speaking English now. I don't know why. Okay, hier gaat-ie. Hallo. Ik ben Rosie. Ik ben 28 jaar. Panseksueel. En non-binair. Daarnaast ben ik ook autistisch. En ik heb een lichamelijke beperking. Verder heb ik ook 2 katten en een roze koelkast. Ik sta hier vandaag op Queer Pride Groningen om iets belangrijks met jullie te delen. Ik wil met jullie delen hoe belangrijk het is om zichtbaar te zijn. Hoe belangrijk het is om mee te mogen doen en om erbij te horen. Als queers worden we nog steeds onvoldoende gezien. En... ik ben echt nervous. We zijn nog niet veilig en we hebben niet dezelfde rechten als, als andere mensen in de samenleving. Als queer community en allies is het belangrijk om te vechten voor onze rechten en onze plek in de samenleving. Ik ben hier vandaag om iets met jullie te delen over mijn belevenis als queer persoon met beperking. Net als queers streven ook gehandicapte mensen naar zichtbaarheid, gelijkheid, veiligheid en toegankelijkheid. En hebben ook wij onze eigen community waarin wij ons veilig voelen, waarin wij onze levens vieren en onze ervaringen delen. Maar ik ben niet slechts een gehandicapt persoon, ik ben een queer gehandicapt persoon. En ik kan mijn handicap niet thuis laten als ik naar Pride ga. En ik kan ook mijn queerness niet in een tas stoppen als ik in mijn kring gehandicapte vrienden ben. Ik weet niet of het jullie is opgevallen en of jullie er wel eens bij stilstaan. Maar de meeste queer feestjes, evenementen, etc. zijn in kleine kroegjes die niet toegankelijk zijn voor rolstoelgebruikers. En veel online content wordt nog steeds niet ondertiteld. En bij de meeste evenementen is geen gebarentolk aanwezig. Hier wel. Hiermee sluit je een grote groep queers uit. Queers die net zo hard feestjes, samen zijn, informatie, dating en queercultuur nodig hebben. Tijdens corona is zoveel van deze queercultuur aangepast aan een nieuwe situatie, of afgelast helaas. Voor velen was dit een enorme stap terug. Maar voor mij, ik ben eigenlijk deze periode bij meer queer events aanwezig geweest dan in heel mijn pre-corona leven. Gewoon omdat het opeens toegankelijk was. Nu gaat langzaamaan alles weer open. En mijn vraag is, wat van deze toegankelijkheid blijft er over? Ik snap de behoefte aan terug naar gewoon. Maar zouden we ook vooruit kunnen naar beter? Een queer landschap waarin gehandicapte queers ook hun plaats in mogen nemen. Als we weer in venues mogen samenkomen, kunnen we dan opletten dat deze toegankelijk is. Als de regering zegt dat je geen mondmaskerverplichting meer hebt, zou je die dan alsnog kunnen dragen zolang er nog corona heerst? Heb je al een vaccinatieafspraak? Ook al ben je jong en gezond en denk je onaantastbaar te zijn, denk je ook aan al die queers die al 1,5 jaar niet eens naar een supermarkt kunnen vanwege corona. Jouw vaccinatie en mondkapjes zorgen ervoor dat mensen in de risicogroep zelf hun boodschappen weer eens kunnen halen. Zonder dat ze te hoeven vrezen voor hun leven. Queers in de risicogroep zitten al letterlijk 1,5 jaar vast in hun eigen huis. Kunnen straks, ondanks dat hun vaccinatie, nog steeds niet gerust naar buiten, omdat zoveel mensen zich niet niet hebben laten vaccineren en niet geloven in wetenschap. Of zich niets aantrekken van hun medeverantwoordelijkheid voor ieders veiligheid. Naast toegankelijkheid en veiligheid zijn er nog 2 belangrijke dingen die beter kunnen voor queers met een beperking. Zoals bijvoorbeeld daten. Queers met een beperking verdienen het ook om gedate te worden. Ja, daar mag je best voor klappen hoor. Wij verdienen zoveel liefde. Velen van ons willen graag daten. Maar op de een of andere manier... ik heb validisme neergezet, maar ik ga niet hoesten hier, want corona. Worden wij vaak als niet iemands type gezien. We zijn mega sexy en leuk en fantastisch. Net als alle andere prachtige queers. Dus date ons. Ga er niet automatisch van uit dat wij daar niet voor openstaan. Of dat wij dat niet kunnen. Of dat we onmogelijk leuk zouden kunnen zijn vanwege een beperking. Dus als je een hottie met een beperking op Grindr of op Tinder tegenkomt, ga ervoor. We zijn echt mega leuk. En dat zeg ik na veel ervaring, dus date ons. Ook viert de queer community in Nederland sinds 2001 het recht om te mogen trouwen met partners van hetzelfde geslacht. Maar wist je dat dit recht er niet is voor alle queers? Veel queers met een beperking kunnen nog steeds niet trouwen zonder compleet financieel afhankelijk te worden van hun partner. Dit maakt hen kwetsbaar. Zij verdienen financiële onafhankelijkheid en het recht om bij een partner weg te kunnen als er bijvoorbeeld sprake is van geweld of misbruik. Velen zijn door deze financiële afhankelijkheid niet in staat om weg te gaan uit gevaarlijke situaties. En niemand zou moeten hoeven kiezen tussen trouwen en samenwonen of voor jezelf kunnen blijven zorgen. Dus wat ik zou willen zien is dat de queer community zich in gaat zetten voor het recht om te mogen trouwen voor iedereen, met iedereen. En niet slechts voor alle queers zonder beperking. Wij zijn de queer community en wij zijn er voor elkaar. Wij helpen elkaar en wij verdienen beter. Ik vraag jullie om je in te zetten voor al die queers met een beperking. Ik vraag jullie om je te laten vaccineren. Het is een enorm privilege om je gratis een vaccin aangeboden te krijgen. Ik vraag jullie om rekening te houden met toegankelijkheid van jullie events, feestjes en informatie. Ik weet dat jullie prachtige dingen gaan doen voor de queer community. En ik hoop dat mijn woorden wellicht een motivatie kunnen zijn om de queer community toegankelijker te maken. Dank jullie wel.
Hello, hello. Give it up once again for Rosie! What a beautiful speech, honestly. It really touched my heart as another disabled person organizing this event. And so for those who don't understand Dutch, basically the message is, if you can, to the extent of your possibilities, stay in solidarity with disabled people, because we fucking exist. We exist, and we're also part of the queer community. And so I guess on that line, you can grab a face mask over there. If you're not wearing one, we would really appreciate it for the safety of everybody, even though it's not obligatory anymore. But anyway, next up we have Josephine from Amnesty International, and she's going to talk about the Poland campaign that she's working on and the situation with queer people in Poland. Give it up for Josephine!
I'm Fina, and today I'm going to speak to you about the Poland campaign from Amnesty International. One moment. No. I'm speaking on behalf of the Amnesty for Groningen group.
Closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry. But of course I am also here for myself and as an ally. Before I start, I want to invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable enough with that. I want you to picture a place where people are unsafe, regardless of where they go based on their gender identity or their sexual orientation. Picture that there are zones where you are forbidden to love the person you love or to love yourself for the person you are. Picture that as soon as you speak your mind, there might be a chance you lose your job, that you are going to be incarcerated for expressing your thoughts and beliefs. Oh. Picture, whilst it's your body, it is not your decision what happens to it, due to political beliefs feeling threatened by women's rights and self-determination. Picture that a peaceful protest is enough of a threat to the system that they sue you and that they want to take away your freedom and are planning to send you to prison for 2 years. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Now, please open your eyes again and face the sad truth with me. It is not just a nightmare or a dystopian idea. No, for many countries, also within the EU, this is the brutal reality. In Poland, there are many people banned from certain areas in their country in so-called LGBTQ plus free zones. They are not allowed to visibly show their affection and belonging to this group. They are kept from being true to and proud of themselves. Now, 3 women, Anna, Elżbieta, and Joanna, are standing in front of the court to defend the rights of the Polish LGBTQ plus community. They are defending human rights all around the world. Your rights, my rights, our rights. The punishment for their so-called crimes is 2 years in prison. For this poster, by the way. And punishment for what? Because they didn't accept the circumstances in Poland as they are. They spread these posters with Virgin Mary and baby Jesus and gave them a rainbow halo to show that everyone is to be accepted regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation. What a crippling feeling. I mean, how can that happen? I am always worried about how it feels to not be able to be yourself, to hide some parts of your identity. It almost feels like it's an exception to not to be afraid of showing who I am and who I love. But that should not be a privilege, right? It makes me so angry to see what happens in Poland right now. And it frightens me because it is so close to home. Oh, sorry. That is why I joined the Amnesty group in Groningen. And there's a lot you and I can do, even from Groningen. We are here today because we are loud and proud. We are here today because we won't be silenced and want to show our support for the LGBTQ plus community. We are here today because we believe in equal rights and celebrate pride. So stand up for your rights and for others' rights. Stand up for the rights of our Polish fellow human beings who have to go through so much hardship but are not being silenced. Stand up and sign our petition to pressure the people in power, to show them that you are not looking away and they cannot keep discriminating against us. We have put these posters all around the city today, so come and find us with the rainbow halos and posters and help change the world. Stay visible, stay loud, and stay proud.
Thank you so much, Josephine. It was beautiful. Give it up for Josephine one more time! And now, to maintain the mood, we're gonna have a minute of silence for several things, and I'm going to read out something that a fellow member of the QPG prepared. Every year around Pride Month, I keep hearing the same question. Why do they even need a Pride Month anymore? So I'm going to shortly answer this question for you. We need Pride Month because our trans siblings in this country face years on a waiting list in order to receive proper, often life-saving healthcare. We need Pride Month because Black and brown queer people in this country are still being targeted, abused, and killed by the police. We need Pride Month because while this country is portrayed as a queer heaven, LGBTQ+ refugees are rejected and treated as second-class citizens. In over 70 countries, our queer siblings are still, to this day, legally being murdered and jailed. And the fact that we're able to gather here to be loud and proud of who we are is directly the result of brave, queer, and trans people of color who have risked and lost their lives for us. So let's raise our fists and take a very loud moment of silence, honoring our queer siblings who have lost their lives and standing in solidarity with those who are still fighting for it. Thank you, everybody. Now, next up, we have a community member of the GFN that will be giving us a speech, an ode to queer history while looking into our collective future. Please, give it up for Emma.
Can you guys hear me? Great. Well, first, thank you to QPG and everyone who organized this, and everyone for showing up. As others have said, you look awesome. So yeah, just a quick shout out. I wanted to take a moment today to reflect on why we call our celebratory month Pride. Because at first glance, it seems intuitive. You know, we are proud. But I would like us to consider of what and of who we are proud of. I believe that pride is both individual and collective. Each person in our community has been able to overcome the cast iron of shame and embrace the bluebird song of self-acceptance. We are all at different points in that journey. Some of us are at the beginning, and to you, congratulations and welcome. Some of us are in the middle, the inglorious middle, where no step is far enough forward, but please keep going. And some of us are at the end. And to you, thank you for creating and maintaining this community where we all belong. Some of us started, then got to the end, then went back to the middle, to the end, to the beginning again. And to you, good luck. You'll get it. Or you won't. But regardless of where you are in that journey, we all have a path that we are proud of. Moving beyond the individual, the queer community as a whole has so much to take pride in. Our ancestors, who were resilient across centuries of persecution, steadfastly candid in the face of erasure, and committed to love in a world more familiar with hate. Our contemporaries, particularly those in Poland and Hungary and elsewhere, who continue to struggle for basic human rights, and who inspire me to reject assimilation, for as quickly as rights are given, they can be taken away. And lastly, our successors, to whom I hope we can pass our progress, but who will no doubt also feel the burn of the torch of oppression. Of all this, we have to be proud of, and so we celebrate our pride. It is not simply, however, that there's an abundance of things we are proud of. There's also the neurological processing of pride as an emotion. For a community whose history has been characterized by shame and rejection, pride is euphoria. Pride is the first bite of a birthday cake, a perfectly ripe apricot, the summer sun. Pride is not hubristic or selfish. It is the necessary seizure of what we were denied. As such, and as others before me have stated, pride and feeling proud as a queer person is intrinsically a rebellion. But like any action which induces the brain to produce dopamine and serotonin, pride is also an addiction. And so, at the crossroads of rebellion and addiction, we find our celebration. I believe then that at least I personally, and perhaps the community as a whole, we are addicted to this rebellion that we call pride. And what a quixotic, luminescent, beautiful, lovely addiction it is, seeing the entire world set free by courageous love. Thank you.
Oh, such a lovely speech, Emma. Thank you very much. Cheer Emma on one more time, please. It's really hot today, and I just wanted to pop in to tell you to please take care of yourselves. We have water if you need it. Just any question that you might want, ask the safety team. If you feel like you're feeling a bit faint, we also have candy. Just take care because this heat is it's very lethal. And next up, we have some chanting directed by our dear host, Helene.
Okay, do we still have energy to chant a little bit? Okay, let's see. Prove it to me. Hey, hey, ho, ho, queerphobia has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, queerphobia has got to go. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Queerphobia has got to go. Woo! Give it up for yourself. When queer rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When queer rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When queer rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When trans rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When trans rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When queer rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. When queer rights are under attack, stand up, fight back. Woo! I say people, you say power. People! 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 Woo! I think that's it. I say system, you say change. System! System! I say system, you say change. System! System! Woo! Okay, keep up the energy. Next up speaking, we have Nick. Nick, where are you? Come towards us. Nick is an activist, a community member, a member of Asterisk. Asterisk is an association of trans people and allies that work towards making policy more inclusive, furthering political and medical autonomy, and creating visibility for gender non-conforming folks. Nick, give it up for Nick.
Hello everyone. I'm a first timer as well, so can you hear me? Is it okay? Is it good? Oh Jesus, okay. Hi. Let me just okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me. When I first learned the theme for this year's Pride demonstration, I thought about what I witnessed on social media during the lockdown that made me very happy and hopeful for the future. This 1.5 years of isolation gave many people time and space to discover their gender identity outside the norms of this normative society. I would like to welcome everyone who explored their queerness during the lockdown. Those celebrating their first Pride today, yeah. Hi. Those celebrating their first Pride today, and those who are coming back wearing brand new colors. Whoa! I wrote something for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Dear you, I am so happy you are here. You are taking steps on a lifelong journey of self-discovery. I see you. You are brave, and you are beautiful. Oh, Jesus. That was very unexpected. I want you to know that it's okay to not have things figured out. I will say it again because some of you nodded along and didn't take in what I am telling you. It's okay to not have things figured out. There will always be more of yourself to discover. Growth can be stressful, but it can also be wonderful. You are a valuable and valid member of this community at every step of the way, and you do not have to do anything to validate your queerness to anyone, ever. Go at your own pace, however slow or fast this might be. You are not alone. There is a loving community out there waiting to meet you. You will make friends who will love you for who you are. Even if it feels impossible now, I promise you, you will find love, safety, and acceptance. You deserve this and so much more. I have been out for 7 years, and while many things have changed for the better, it is still scary to come out today. In the last year and a half, our community faced many injustices. Our rights to adequate healthcare, respect of our identity, our right to piss in peace have been attacked and, in many cases, taken away. The right wing has been using us as their scapegoats for years, and we are now seeing this in full force. To omit these injustices would be to also omit the pain they caused, both directly and indirectly, to the members of our community. You deserve better, and I hope you will never be too afraid to ask for it. We are on your side. I do not mean this as a shameless promo, although yes, you can ask Asterisk for help. It goes deeper than that, though. Your story is unique, but it is also a part of our story. Those who came before us, those who are here today, and those who will come after us. We are stronger when we support one another. Do not be afraid to reach out to queer collectives. That is what we are here for. I hope you will find that support when you need it. You are my hope. You fill my heart with joy just by existing. I see you. You are brave, beautiful, and so full of potential. I cannot wait to see where your journey takes you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. That was beautiful. Give it up for Nick one more time. Next on the program, we have Iris. Iris, where are you? Okay. Iris is a musician who performs original songs since she was 15 years old. Original songs, yeah, right. She's also co-founded a queer art platform called The Pink Cube. And today she will perform a song called Audrey, which is a love song many of us can probably relate to, and as well as Plants and Furniture, which is about making a house a home, and the only thing that is missing is you, a significant other. So give it up for Iris.
Hi, beautiful people. Thank you for being here. Our first song is Audrey. You surprise me almost every time you speak. Audrey, your words have changed my complex of ideas, and your hands sculpt the air whenever you talk. Displays a symmetry, your beauty slightly killing me inside. Audrey, you're darker
so much. The next song is called Plants and Furniture, and I hope that you like it. At 507 Ocean Avenue. Already got some pending colors like a white, beige, and blue. It's got this pretty little thing called an ocean view. It has loads of space and light and a garden too. And one might wonder why I love this space, but this will be my favorite place. 547 Ocean Avenue. I know it looks quite old, but it will feel brand new. There's just something's missing to fill the rooms. I only need some plants and furniture and you. And you. This is the front door through which I'll carry you or you carry me. It leads to the living room where we will fall asleep as we watch TV. And there is the kitchen where I will prepare breakfast in bed. Which you can enjoy upstairs, second door on the left. I know that you're not here yet. I guess I like to plan ahead. Oh, at 507 Ocean Avenue. I know it looks quite old, but it will feel brand new. There's just something's missing to fill the rooms. I only need some plants and furniture and you. And you. I only need you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Iris. Give it up. Okay, next on our program we have a speaker, and it's Nana, my co-moderator, who's a community member. Woo woo! Yeah, I mean, I want to hear more. Come on.
Hello, everybody, again. I'm up here right now as a community member, not as a co-moderator. My name is Nana, although some of you may know me by another name. That's cool. My pronouns are she, her. I'm 20 years old. I'm an immigrant, disabled, genderqueer, and a lesbian. And beautiful. And I wrote this little piece dedicated to all the beautiful queer people in my life. If you're queer and if you're in my life, this is for you. And also for all the beautiful queer people here in this audience today. Give it up for y'all once again. When I was 17, I emigrated from Ecuador to the Netherlands with my mother and my sister. I started coming out as bisexual a year later. First, my best friend back home, then my sister, and eventually my parents, and 2 years ago, my father. It took me so long to come to terms with not being straight. I hated myself. I wanted to blend in and disappear. I was terrified of being that person. In my head, there was already a queer child, and that was my sister, who had come out as lesbian just months ago. What would this do to my parents? What would this do to my family back home? I wondered. At the time, I was a teenager going through teenager things, stressing about school, adapting to a new life in a new country, comparing myself to my peers, and on top of that, I worried about the well-being of my family if they discovered I wasn't straight. Thankfully, a lot has changed since then. My parents love both their queer children. I have built a beautiful community here. And I have found a semblance of peace inside myself. To this day, however, a remainder of that shame still eats me up. I hate that I worry about my extended family in Ecuador, whether they will think that I became a lesbian just because I moved here, or what they will say when they realize I've never had a boyfriend and I'm not planning to. I share this experience because maybe somebody in the audience can relate. Although we work so hard to unlearn our shame, some of it can still surprise us at our most vulnerable times. Sadly, this is not the end of it. On top of any inner conflict that we may be grappling with, queer folks experience other kinds of pressure. Expectations to be serious, respectable, always palatable, always predictable, bombard us in all directions. Questions like, are you sure it's not just a stage? Or, can you pick a label already? Chip away at our confidence, and we're rarely awarded a break from them. Safe spaces become scarce. In the case of disabled, Black, undocumented, and other marginalized queer folks, catching our breath becomes almost an impossibility. It is easy to lose ourselves while being picked apart, examined, and questioned. We might just cope by hardening up or closing off, by trying extra hard to prove ourselves. There is safety in rigidity after all. Our beauty and power are lost while trying to live up to standards that were not made with us in mind. I live to challenge those standards. To me, being queer means being complex. I do not owe anybody explanations about my personhood. I am both struggling and liberated, both whole and imperfect. Regardless of the shame that contaminates my spirit at times, I am ultimately dignified. My wish for the beloved queer people in my life is that we find community in each other, that we not just exist, but thrive despite adversity. Dear audience, I hope we never forget our beauty and our power, for there lies the path to our liberation. Stay compassionate, stay critical, and happy Pride, everybody!
Thank you, Nana. Let's give it up one more time for Nana. Our final speaker for today is Emma Young, who has performed earlier, if you remember. Emma, are you here? Yeah, there you are. Let's welcome Emma, who's part of International Socialist Groningen. They also have a little table if you want to have a look later. Emma, you're welcome on stage.
Hi, everyone. So, I performed some music earlier, but now I'm also speaking here. And I'm speaking here because this is not a liberal and corporate space. This is Queer Pride Groningen. And we want this to be a liberated space, a radical space, for it is our space. And for our spaces to be liberated, we need anti-capitalism. And I'm standing here today as a revolutionary socialist, more specifically a member of the International Socialists. Check out our table, we sell newspapers. But as, you know, me being here personally, I've been to some prides, but I've never been to one like this. It's here that I really feel proud, because what we have here in Groningen is valuable. Yes! We have self-built networks of solidarity, struggle, care, and community. And despite the last 2 years having been really difficult for activism and for queer people, we are still here. And we continue to fight, to break down, and to build up. So today I want to talk about anger, and more importantly about solidarity. This brings up the questions of who our friends are, who our enemies are, who we fight with, and what we want to fight against. We have so many reasons to be angry. From the rise of the far right, even though Trump was defeated overseas, transphobia is rampant in the US, but also closer to home. The promises of the liberal establishment are not held, but broken time and time again. Our gains are never secure, and there's nothing to prevent the far right from coming into power again in structural terms. What's more, the American Zionist lobby tells us to be on the side of the colonizer, the oppressor. But how dare they justify the suffering of Palestinians with supposed progressive ideals of the oppressor? These are some of the things that I am angry about. I am angry. But I believe a different world is possible, because these things can change. We can build a better world, and our smaller communities are the proof of this. The system that causes these oppressions is what we need to fight. Too often, especially online, we see an ever-increasing atomization, the splitting up of our movement into smaller and smaller subcategories. And it is beautiful that we are finding more and more ways of expressing ourselves, but this should never take away from our ability for collective action, collective cultures of uplifting each other, instead of inciting guilt and shame in order to protect ourselves from further harm. Because our communities is not where we need protection from. In the words of revolutionary Huey P. Newton, friends are allowed to make mistakes. The enemy is not allowed to make mistakes, because their whole existence is a mistake and we suffer from it. So, what is solidarity then? The friends that we stand in solidarity with are not necessarily those who've had the exact same experiences as us. But it is the coming together of people to fight each other's fights. The coming together of people who were told by the system that they are each other's enemies. But we have a shared interest in fighting those who told us that we are enemies. How white and black, gay and straight, men and women, cis and trans, all we have been told that these categories divide us. But we have respect and solidarity with all oppressed people. Straight people are not the enemy. Our liberation is not just the liberation of queer people, but the liberation of everyone. We don't need to be respectable, but we do need to make people aware in struggle that breaking down the gender binary will benefit everyone. Conservative ideology and the belief that capitalism is the only system that works are produced in those who don't have power for them to serve those who do currently own everything. What I'm trying to say is that we are fighting systems of heteronormativity, rules that tell us how we have to live our lives, and that fighting toxic monogamy culture will liberate everyone. We fight for a world where everybody, straight or queer, is free to make the choices for the lives they want to live without coercion or fear. No fear of being beat up in the streets, no fear of being kicked out of your parents' house, and no fear of economic despair and precarity. So now you might wonder, who is the enemy then? The economic system that produced these structures and cultures of oppression is called capitalism. Homophobia and transphobia are not incidental to capitalism. They are deeply embedded in its history. The logic of capitalism is to infinitely divide us, to squash those of us who do not want to live in the traditional family form, those of us who endanger the profits being made and the power of those who own the means of production. Capitalists, the owners of companies and the owners of vast amount of wealth, are never our comrades. Corporations geared towards profit will never be on our side. So this is who the enemy is. It is a tiny group of people who hoard vast amounts of wealth and have power over politics, over education, over our jobs, over every aspect of our lives, either directly or indirectly. And as I said before, Queer Pride Groningen is part of the struggle of reclaiming our lives, of rebuilding our lives, not ruled by capital, by rebuilding through networks of care and solidarity. And we can't do this alone. This is a call for all of you to get involved, to get active, to join our fight against the far right, and to fight side by side for a world of gender liberation, of sexual liberation, for a socialist world. Thank you, everyone.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united. 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 Woo! Thank you, Emma, for that beautiful speech closing off our official program, but there's still some chanting going to happen. There's one specific chant that needs a little bit more activity. So if you can, I'm asking you to stand up. I'm giving you some time. In the meantime, I'm explaining what we're going to do. I'm going to start slowly with anti-capitalista. And we're going to go down. Maybe I need to take off the mic. Is that possible? Yes. Okay. So then we're going down. Okay, you can't see me in the back, but I'm going down. Anti-capitalista. At some point, I'm going to scream, anti! And then we jump up and scream and jump, okay? So I need a lot of energy. Otherwise, I'm gonna look a little bit, boring. Are we ready? Are we ready? I can't hear anything. Anti-capitalista. 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 We're doing one more time, power to the people. Are we ready? Are we ready? We're ready. You're ready, I can tell. Power to the people. Power to the people. 'Cause the people got the power. The people got the power. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you hear it? We're getting stronger by the hour. Power! 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 Power to the people. 'Cause the people got the power. Tell me, can you hear it? Nana, you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Hello, hello, hello. This is it, and I'm here to give credit to all the beautiful people that made it possible today, because Pride doesn't just happen. We put so much work into this for everybody, because you beautiful community of Groningen deserve it. So give it up for yourselves. I want to thank the amazing core team for getting everybody together. I want to thank the volunteers that are doing an amazing job by keeping everybody safe, by being there if we have any questions. They're in the yellow vests. Give it up for the core team and the volunteers. It's been a pleasure organizing this for everybody, honestly, and to see how we just come together, and there's so much power in just being here in the same place, being visibly queer, and I love everybody. Thank you so much. I want to remind everybody that although yes, this is Pride Month, for us, the fight for liberation, it remains every month of the year, every day of the year, 24 hours a day. And yes, so stay critical, keep the fight going. And if you want to join us, we are the GFN. Well, a lot of us got together because of the Groningen Feminist Network. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. You don't need any kind of membership. You can literally just show up to our meetings, and it is a lovely community. I can tell from personal experience. So definitely just join us, and if you don't want to, just don't. But happy Pride, everybody!
We want to also let all the speakers and performers know that we have little, what do we call it? Snack bags. Courtesy of Lynn, thank you so much. Yeah, and then I can just second what Nana just said. Please take this energy that you have into the streets, into the fight. We should always celebrate ourselves and others, but it's not just that. I hope you could get that from all the speeches and performances tonight. Did you? Okay. Okay, some of us will be having a picnic in the, what is it called? Stadspark. So if you by chance are in the Stadspark as well, you can find us there, possibly. Yeah, I actually just wanted to close off by giving a round of applause to all of you, all of the helpers, all of the speakers, everyone. Woo!